Hello YouTubers, welcome back to our channel. Today I've had a request to do a Fallout 4 video. I didn't think I'd ever come back to Fallout 4, to be honest. I've been playing Fallout 76 for the last year, almost a year, except for a couple of months I guess. But anyway, so someone said, you know, they love my videos and they wanted me to do a Fallout 4 video on a builded coastal cottage. So So just bear with me. I haven't played Fallout 4 for almost a year. I'm going to be a little slow to take off with, but I've kind of messed around a little bit, so I think I should be okay. But basically, I don't play with mods. I'm going to try and build something here. I generally like to do something different each time, so I'm not going to build what I've done before. I've certainly done 2 coastal cottage videos. They haven't been build videos, they've just been kind of the final product of what I've done. Normally it just takes too long and takes too much time to upload a video this long, but I did do one for a sanctuary, which took me like 2 days and 20 videos later type thing. So I have done it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I guess my initial goal here is to start off and start building a settlement and just kind of go with what I would do. And so whoever's kind of watching this will be able to just start it off and do their own thing. Now, Coastal Cottage is just one of those settlements that's kind of messed up a little bit. It's got uneven ground. It's kind of just like a shitty place to build. You can see it kind of goes down, kind of goes down there. It's got this whole uphill thing going for it. I'll put my companion somewhere. But as you can see, I haven't actually done anything here. Everything's still intact. I've taken over and killed the Mirelurks, killed a couple of Mirelurks. Yeah, I haven't actually scrapped anything as of yet. Now you can't get rid of this. Now if you do mod it, this is for a non-modded version. So obviously if you play with mods, and most people do play with mods with Fallout 4, and that's kind of the whole concept of Fallout 4 is to do the modded thing. But I don't do mods. I never liked them personally. I know they're pretty cool. I've messed around with them, and there's some really cool stuff, but it just was never my thing. So yeah, so if you get a mod, you can clear this entire area, make it flat. And it's kind of boring in that way. I think if you just want a big flat or an area to build at, and it's a settlement, but then again you can get a mod and you can pretty much build anywhere on the map and you don't even have to stick to these settlements. So that's what kind of makes it a little bit unique in the way that I like these settlements that are tougher to build at, just because it's more of a challenge, and it's kind of one of the things where I hate the settlement so much I'm not going to build it, and then I come back and I actually want to build it. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. If you don't like talking, you know what to do. Lots of other channels out there. By all means, knock yourself out. If you're interested in a build video for this specific settlement, stick around. We're going to do this. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. If you've seen my other videos on this settlement, I've done a whole bunch of different stuff here. I'm probably going to follow that a little bit, but I might change it up. But anyway, so let's get going. I'm gonna put my companion somewhere here just so she is not bothering me. So let me just see if I can get her up here somewhere. Now I like to build with walls around my settlements. That's just what I do. It just kind of gives me that a little bit of false security. I just like to have kind of an area that's enclosed. So I'll probably do something. Okay, I think I can probably leave her. Okay, so let's see where our boundaries are here. For first of all, So as you can see, you've got kind of this area over here. It kind of leads down to this part. So again, not a terrible large area to play around with. Now, I think I've mentioned in my previous videos, I like to keep trees and stuff around. I like to build around them, gives the settlement some character, so I'm going to leave those in there. But let's see what we can get rid of. Let's get rid of all the kind of scrap that we can actually get rid of. A lot of the stuff you can't actually get rid of. Other one, you just have to work around it. I do want to build in some concrete stairs, so if you guys have ever watched Jug's videos, I use his stair concept. I just do my own thing. I don't really follow the way he does it. He makes things a lot more complicated than I think they need to be. But he makes some really good videos, and he's probably one of the best builders I've ever seen. So if you haven't checked out his videos, just do a Google search, Jug Fallout 4, and you should find his channel. He's got some amazing videos, and his techniques are pretty cool. Anyway, so we will do some concrete stairs. I went through a phase where I was doing a lot of the Vault Tech ramps, those white ramps, which I really liked, but I kind of moved away from that. I don't like the look of them anymore, so we're not going to do that. So let's get rid of that. So we're able to get rid of that quite a bit there. So you just got a kind of a hole there. Couch can't be removed. Like a lot of the stuff, as you can see, we can't actually even remove. Even these trees, we can't remove. So we'll keep those there. We'll see. We might remove them. Depends what we end up doing. I might end up removing them. We don't really care too much about the stuff. Now I do like to build with glass as well. So concrete and glass is kind of what I do. Okay, so so this is what I recommend. In order to start the settlement, you've obviously got this building here, and you got that building over there. So what I tend to do, again, let's I'm going to probably deal with concrete here. So what I like to do is go to the warehouse, and it has this marble looking floor, which is probably one of the nicest floors that you can get, which is actually the default floor in Fallout 76. So what I suggest is you put it right at the corner here. Try to get it as close as possible to the corner and as low as you can. And again, I'm not going to spend, I spent hours with this when I used to play Fallout 4, so I'm not going to do exactly that. I'll see. I'm just really here to kind of show you guys how to start this off. So try to get it as close as you can without it kind of jumping up there. Kind of keep it as level, and that's really your base where you start off building at the settlement, right? Or choose anywhere. It doesn't have to be there. It could be against this wall. It doesn't really matter. But that's kind of where I start off. I generally just start off there, and then you can just let your imagination kind of take over, and you can do kind of whatever you want, right? Now we will be doing the gun trick. I probably don't have enough guns to do it, but the gun trick allows us to build past the limits. So I might have to go hunt some guns down. I do have a few. So we're pretty close to that wall there. I'm probably going to, just because there's kind of a bit of a yaw, I'm probably going to go up here. Give it some height. You kind of want to get it as close as to, without actually overlapping. If you overlap too much, then it might not actually, you might have some problems later. Maybe what we could do, let's actually just see. Okay, so let's actually just go. Yeah. Now, you might be able to still get this guy. You see, you just have to kind of move it around a little bit. Sometimes you'll get stuck, you can't build because there's these objects here, these containers. But you can sometimes actually get around that. Okay, so let's. I'm just going to try places just to kind of. I'm so used to in Fallout 4, and I just don't remember if I could actually jump. Or walk up things in Fallout 76. Right? Okay, so we got that. What I'd like to do is build some stairs here. Now, stairs can be tricky. They're not as hard as you might think they are, but so typically what I do. Okay, so let's get rid of these guys. We can store those. So you kind of, these aren't very high. These are about half the wall. We might not get the steps exactly perfect. We might have to redo them. But anyway, so we want to grab sort of half a board, one of these floors here. Now, I don't remember exactly how I used to do it, so I might have to play around a little bit, but just kind of, as you can see, I've gone one floor and then one board above that. So I'm going to build 2 sets of steps here, or at least I'm going to try. So now we've got that one board there. So what we want to do, let's go back to the floors, go back to the concrete, and we're going to actually just match that. I'm trying to get it to go to the side here, but generally you want to put it behind it, right? I mean, that's kind of how you kind of want it, but okay, that's fine. Let's actually move that one to the front, because that's kind of where I want the step to be. Okay, so when you build in one set of steps, it doesn't matter, you can just keep on doing that. If you build in 2, you kind of want to do both floors at the same time, next to each other. You can do one side, but then it gets really difficult to do the other side because they don't click properly and they start snapping and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So once you've done that, you can actually lift up the floor, or I wouldn't bother, just grab another floor, and we're going to do the same thing again. Actually, let's see if we can do... And we're going to move kind of where you want the step to be, right? So you're going to move it back there. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but it should be fine when we get there. So that's kind of where we want the second step to be. Let's see if we can get this to snap. We might have to mess around with that a little bit. I really can't remember how I used to do this. It's been a while. Okay, that kind of works well. Now it's a little, it's probably a little skewed. It's good enough though. Okay, we can scrap that. And there you go. So we already got very quickly, very simply, we have 2 concrete steps. And you can do this with any of the you know, wooden platforms or concrete blocks. If you wanted a different texture, you don't want this concrete marble, you want it to have a different look. Any of the wooden boards generally will work. If you are doing wood, I wouldn't use the warehouse boards. I would actually go to the wood fabs and use these guys. These guys are actually better to snap. I think if I remember correctly, these guys are a little bit higher than the warehouse stuff. So you might find that it's actually slightly better in terms of, you know, whatever material you use the board that actually, this little square piece that goes with that board. Okay, so let's see how far we can get this and if we can actually somehow get it to magically match up. I don't really care which one it is. I don't get too much into worrying about exact stuff. Okay, so let's do this again. I just try to make sure it's as straight as you can. So the reason Jug uses these templates is so it all works out, but it's so much work to create that freaking template. To me, it's not even worth the hassle. I mean, you get so close enough that you don't have to deal with all that stuff, right? But yeah, I mean, he definitely has a reason why he does that. So yeah, we want to get the same height as these guys eventually. So probably 3, 4 more of these, we should be okay. You kind of want to get it as close as to the side. You can just go off because you get lazy. But take the time and try to get it as close as to the middle. Otherwise, you'll find that it's not going to sometimes match up and it's just going to cause you problems later on. So try to spend the time and get as close as possible. You don't have problems later on. Okay, so we're pretty close there. I'll probably go with one more, and then I'm probably going to call it. It'll be fine for now for this demonstration. So as you can see, super easy to build stairs. You don't need any real talent. And of course, there's different styles you can build. This is probably the most basic form. You can steps. If you look at some of my other videos, what I did, sanctuary, and what's the other settlement there, where the ghouls are. Anyway, the settlement that's kind of, yeah, it's not the lighthouse, it's the other one that has the manor, the ghoul manor. I forget the name of it right now. But anyway, check out that video. I do some kind of side step things in there. And I think I explain how I did them. Or I did a separate video around that. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, last step here, I think. As you can see, we kind of one off from there. That's kind of perfect. And we'll do one more. And we'll just match these up here. You'll see in a sec what it'll look like. Okay, and we want to match these guys up here. We'll match these guys up there, and we'll put like some sides here. You don't have to do this, but you can if you want. It just kind of makes it look a little bit neater. And there you go. We got these gorgeous looking stairs. Very simple. You saw they went to, could have done a better job in terms of aligning that a little bit better. So maybe instead of, I started off with this guy on this side, yeah. He might have, yeah, I think he's gone a little bit skew on the skips, and that's why I say you got to be important. So maybe if you do something similar, just build right next to this wall, yeah. But that looks okay. I mean, you can put a light that you want, you'll notice it's not a big deal. But there you go. You got this set of steps here, and you can kind of actually see how skew it is. It's gone there. Not a big deal. This one's more noticeable, obviously, but what you can do is something like, and that just kind of closes up a little bit, makes it less noticeable. But anyway, spend the time, get it lined up right, get it straight, and then you'll probably be happier with the end result. But that's not that's for a 5 minute result. That's not bad at all, I don't think. Anyway, that's my so that's one. So let's continue. Yeah. Again, I'm probably gonna just start creating as many floors as we can, and we'll see what it ends up as. Now you have to figure out what you want to do down here. So you kind of want to be able to create. Now building steps that goes down a hill is really difficult, very tricky, very time consuming. That's why I used ramps. So you might still have to use ramps. You kind of generally, if you're going to build stairs, which I like to do, you generally want to build it towards a flat area if you can. So what you could potentially do, I guess, is you could put a ramp at some point down here. Anyway, let's the other thing that I've seen and I like to do is you create a little room here, as you've seen me do in previous videos. So I'm just going to kind of build floors here, and you know, I'll probably come back and change things up a little bit. That just kind of gives me a base to build from, kind of what I kind of want to do, and then I'll come back and I'll figure things out. And as you can see, sometimes you get lucky, it'll just go right around the trees. Other times not so lucky. Sometimes you just have to build stuff around the trees. Again, not a big deal. Now, you can't do any of this stuff in Fallout 76. It's really picky what you can do. Kind of a pain in the ass to actually build. I don't actually do a lot of building in Fallout 76 at all. I do have a bunch of camps and stuff, but if you want to build, Fallout 4 is the way to go, for sure. Okay, so we kind of gone there. Now this is kind of a whole bunch of uneven. You got this couch here, that's a pain in the ass. So you kind of want to go above that couch. You kind of want to deal with this this house here. So what I've done as well, I've built sort of like a glass house there. I forget what I did previously. You've got that you want to deal with. Now you can kind of still deal with this stuff a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. We may need to start on the other side, and we may need to so you got to go pretty high up here, I think. Okay, so you kind of want to get it straight here, otherwise it looks kind of crap. Again, depending on what you're trying to do. Okay. So most kind of cases, you don't kind of care about this building too much. You kind of just want to cover it up so it looks okay and out the way type thing. You don't really. It's probably the one of the least. You kind of want to use it. I mean, I've done it where I've actually turned this into a usable room and stuff. But you can do so many things with it. It's really up to what you want to do. Okay, so let's see if we can. This will be pretty high up, yeah. But you kind of want it to block it. You want kind of to match whatever you got over there. Now you also want to hit, because we're going to build walls over here as well. We may want to go up there. Okay, so that's higher than I think I did last time, but I think I could have gone. Trying to think if I went lower than that somehow. I know we stuck in the ground, yeah. What I could have done maybe is yeah, it looks kind of higher than I would have liked, but maybe what I could have done. And then built steps up to this. So I know I've done ramps and all that crazy stuff. Let's see. Oh, it goes up to that one. I'm just trying to keep this kind of room unobstructed, but so we can actually build a room down there at some point. Anyway, we'll come back to this. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll build some concrete stairs. As you can see, the concrete stairs takes a while to actually get done and built and stuff. So let's put some stuff around here for now. And because there's stuff on the ground, you're going to have to go higher than normal. We'll try and line it up as close as we can with the wall. And we'll probably build some steps up here as well, just to make it look nice. Oh, I don't want to do that. So as you can see, in order to drop those blocks, you have to do, the higher one has to go in last, the lower one is, at this point. Okay, so for now we'll just put some steps and we'll come back. And I want to get rid of all those steps and we'll just put some concrete there. Like you could make this a nice power armor bay or something like that, but anyway. Alrighty, so let's get back here. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to probably be your entrance. So I've got these two blocks here, so what I'm thinking is I'll build some stairs here quick. You don't have too much room in here to actually start down here. I mean, you could try build one at the bottom here. That might be okay. You could put some ramps here if you like the white ramps. I want to try and avoid those as such. So actually, maybe what I'll do, I kind of like that as it is. So let's see if we can build. Let's see if we can build one. The thing you want to remember about the settlement is the actual provisioner comes in through this door. So even though you put a door here, he doesn't necessarily mean he's going to come through it. So what I ended up doing, I think, is making two sort of doors. We might have to tweak this a little bit later on. We'll see. The provisioners are going to come straight through that door there. So he's going to want to come around, yeah, that type thing. So you might need a ramp of some sort of steps. So we'll go ahead and just put this here for now. Gee, let's see if we can put. Yeah, I think it's going to let me build. We may try to leave that open or something, put a door here or something, let him come straight through there or something like that. I'm a little bit off with the other one, but for now I think of creating two doors here, but two sets of steps, but let's go with one for now. See if we can pull that off. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. Store that. We'll see if we can drop this guy down as low as we can. Sometimes you get lucky. You know, sometimes you get lucky and these will be able to click in all around, but not all the time. Like that guy there, you can't really get in. You can get it there, kind of. So that gives you some sort of steps. I mean, you don't really need steps. It's just kind of nice. It looks a little bit nicer there. Now we don't need many steps yet because it's not very high. So we only need like about 2 or 3 the most. Get rid of these guys. I don't really like the look of those. I might just leave the one in the front there just so the provision doesn't get stuck. Okay, so I'll get rid of these guys. I'm going to do without that block. It's alright. I don't particularly like this guy in the front. This looks out there. We'll probably get rid of it. Yeah, that's fine. Now we are skew. We are off here. I can see we skew, so we might just have to realign it a little bit. That's fine. That allows us to kind of just see where we want to put that other one. You can see I'm building without those wooden blocks, so in some cases you can do that. Not all the time though. So I'd snap into that one, so we kind of want to get rid of that guy. We probably want to go with yeah, we may need to get the so sometimes because it's snapping, you kind of want to just build those. If it doesn't work, sometimes you want to do 2 of these. You can see I'm a little bit off there. So if the snapping doesn't work, just put like 2 down. Sometimes it'll help it snap. You may have to remove these walls behind me. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's go with that. Let's see if we can get it to snap. Okay, I think these guys are causing some problems. So just move stuff around, get rid of stuff, delete stuff, until you get the results you're looking for. I'm skew there, that's okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to redo that, but spend more time on that. Get it straight up. What you could do, let's go. Just so we have something more straight here, right? I said I wasn't going to redo that, but there you go. Okay, let's see if we're a little bit more straight there. Let's see if we can actually drop this guy down. Yeah, this guy in the front, that's off. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect unless you're a perfectionist. Some people are. Get as close as you can. Okay, so we got that guy there. So you can do that for now and then put a step here. Then come back and remove that. You can actually build over these guys. You don't actually even have to remove those. Just to make sure that, you know, what you build in. Again, we're a little bit off again. If you go really slowly there, it doesn't try to snap in. You kind of have to go slowly. I'm just looking for one more step here. So just fill in all the gaps until you can actually place one. There we go. It's kind of just maybe a little bit higher. Well, anyway, you can mess with that, but I'm happy with that for now. Okay, just be careful when you're moving the steps, you don't delete one of your concrete steps. So we'll have to see. You might have to put some rugs or something. Get it perfect. You can come back and mess around with that. Okay, so there we go. We kind of have like an entranceway. You come up here. The provisioner should be able to get up there. If not, then you can kind of come back and kind of mess around with that if you want. All right, so let's start building some walls. I like to do the wooden walls. I used to love building concrete walls. I may still do some concrete. We'll see how it goes. But I don't like the look of concrete anymore. I do prefer the wooden ones now. So we're going to go back, do something like whatever your preference is. Concrete's definitely a lot easier to build with. I just like the wood look. Like I said, I like to have everything enclosed. Gives you that kind of completeness, if you will. Now, this game doesn't have any mods. I always get accused of using mods in the game, but I'm just not. I'd never play with mods. But you get some people that like to say use mods or whatever, right? All of this stuff is just the DLC stuff. Comes with either the Vault Tech stuff or the Automatron stuff or whatever, right? Oh, it would be bigger than I thought it would be, huh? As I was saying earlier, if you want to do multiple steps, you kind of want to do it at the same time. It becomes tricky if you try and do it afterwards. So if you're going to build two levels, just kind of try to do them at the same time if you can. Because we're just going to put this temporary, we'll come back and we'll decide what we want to do with the door. Okay, we just want to kind of do that. Put in a fusion reactor or something stupid, right? Anyway, so we kind of look like this. So what I'd probably normally do is just build like 2 sets of steps. I know this is going to bother me, yeah. I'm not sure we'll be able to build a step there, to be honest. But I won't know until I redo this guy, which I struggle with. Alright, let's go for it. And I can't do that guy, but I should be able to do this guy, right? I mean, I'm still in boundary. I mean, it could be colliding there or something. Not sure why it's not snapping. Might be a height thing on the ground. Could be clashing with the wall there. This doesn't like it. I think it's just... I don't think it's a height. I mean, I'd say it's just the height of the ground. Could be an object in the ground or something. I know what it is. It's just I think I've got two. I might have two layers, and it's clashing with that second layer. There we go. Okay. So it's making me do the whole thing in, which I really didn't want to do. So you've got to be careful. Oh, it could have been something. Although I'd seen something in the ground, you go green. You just don't want to make sure it clashes with that back wall there. Like it's kind of doing the same thing as it was earlier, right? I'm pretty sure there's something in the ground here that's kind of causing it to... misbehave, maybe just not high enough. So again, just watch kind of your, I know we moved it over intentional to see if we could get the ground problem dealt with. But then we were off on this side. But now we're clashing with the wall, yeah, so. Okay, you know what we're gonna do, yeah. Now, the nice thing about the concrete blocks is you can overlay them if you do it the right way. try to get it as straight as you can. Yeah, I think I'm wasting my time. I definitely think something's in the ground, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get that, you just can't build in certain areas because there's something locking in the ground, blocking it, and you can't really do anything. Now, I could change the door if I wanted and things like that and just kind of not build these steps, build ramps or something crazy like that instead. Uh, mm-hmm. Okay, so let's try. So we'll try to get it as center as possible. You know, so it's not going to do both the door, but that's okay. And we'll just build one at the top here. So because we're going deep into the ground, I think we saw hitting that limitation. Okay, so I'm going to have to resign. So you can either just leave it like that, or if you wanted to do something, like if you go to the warehouse, I don't really like building with these guys anymore, but sometimes you kind of just have to. Go grab one of these ramps. See if we can. We might not even be able to do it, but we can try. Or what we can do is we could just build some concrete steps. Doesn't look as nice, but Let's go with that. Let's do the concrete steps. Or just even the wooden steps would probably look okay, but since everything's concrete anyway, let's go with those. That's okay. Yeah, it's not straight there. I don't like that at all. So try to get as centered as you can, so it looks kind of nice. That you're happy with it. It looks alright, I guess. Maybe a little bit to the left. Yeah, so kind of just move it around. Now we have this gap here. So you could, there's a couple of things you can do. You can put some concrete there. You can put some wood. Let's see if we can put some wood there. Now the wood fence that I like to use is this guy, yeah. So depending on what it looks like, whether you like the look, you can do something like that. Or you can put some concrete pillars there. Whatever you do, whatever makes your yeah, I thought I could come back and just kind of fill it in, but it doesn't look like I can. That's okay. That's okay. So that's not bad. I think I'm probably gonna call it for this video. Just in case I'm losing some audio and stuff. So yeah, so we've got these beautiful concrete steps that go up this way. Like I said, you can use the ramps if you like. We've got some platform here, we've got some steps. These steps in the front tend to take longer than they should. You could probably put some more concrete, these concrete steps right in the front. Let's see if we can do that. I wasn't going to, but now that we have those ones, maybe it makes more sense to do that now. So it kind of matches up, right? Maybe, even though that's got a wall there, maybe just get rid of that one for now. That matches the other side, right? So you got these steps to go up. That looks alright, I guess. Okay, then we have this space. It goes up here, and again we can build some concrete steps. I'd probably end up building some concrete steps over here next to this ladder over there, and over here. We'll kind of screw around with that. And then we have this walkway. We'll build a little walkway. We'll put a roof here or something. And then you have all this property at the back here. We'll do something with. So we could do. Let's see what we can do here. We're probably gonna have to raise it. Now I remember in my last video, one of the videos anyway, I built a whole bunch of steps here. Now you got to cover this couch, so it's going to be higher than that couch for sure. If we can even cover that couch, I must have done something. Let's go up to this wall, yeah. I might have gone around it or something. Kind of stupid, you can't remove the couch, right? Anyway, that's a good start for the settlement. I'll come back with a second video. I might change some things around here. You know, I definitely want to build something down here. I'm not sure what. I mean, I'm thinking some sort of bunker maybe. Not, I have done the glass thing, so I'm trying to do something different. I don't want to do the same thing again, so maybe I do like a. Trying to think if I did that in the last video, like a double story, maybe a triple story glass building with steps inside. I wonder if I did kind of the same thing. That's a possibility there. Over here, we got all the space here. And again, just trying to do something different here. Like I'd build walls all along here of some sort. Maybe if we can get some concrete floors in there and we build, what I like to do, I like those little glass 1 unit, I call them 1 unit cabins or condos, if you will, little glass rooms 1 by 1, turn them into little bedrooms, and maybe cover this all with concrete, and then maybe we have some sort of hotel rooms along this edge. We've got these trees here that'll get in the way. We'll have to see. We'll have to get the concrete down, get it all flat, and then you can visualize a little bit better. We probably want to straighten this up and overlap here, go straight here, keep this area kind of straight, and then we'll kind of merge into this area a little bit and see where we get from there. But there you go. So as we started the video, this is the first block. I said this in my previous 2 videos. Start your building right in that block is my recommendation. Or just pick an area, just start off, keep it nice and flat. You know, it kind of merges into with this workshop. You could turn this into a room. You could even cover this if you wanted, but it's probably the only building that kind of actually stands out. We'll then we'll create a little room down here somehow, cover it up from the top, but still have a room at the top. I think I created a glass room around that last time. Put some walls along here at the top. I'm tempted to create some sort of bunkers like I did at Sanctuary. Those are kind of fun to do. I'm thinking of a glass house, but I've done kind of too many of those, right? So I'm kind of want to. I mean, they do look really cool. So especially when you start doing lights and stuff. So we may still do that because once you start putting lights in them, they look really nice. Maybe build another level with little glass condos next to each other, something like that. Anyway, this is for the first video. Look out for the second one. I'll see if I can make that. Not sure when I will be able to do it. Maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'm actually away for 3 days. Maybe on the weekend or next week. Look out for that. But this should get you started with some tips with the steps and things like that. And there's a lot of potential here, right? So you can really do quite a lot. Over here, you can cover this building if you want completely. Just build a bunker over it. You could actually turn this into an entire bunker, this whole area into like, I'm pretty sure I've seen someone turn it into a bunker. But it generally looks much nicer if you flatten it out, have it open, especially on a sunny day. It looks really nice. Building sort of down this, it gets a little tricky, but you could do it. You know, maybe build steps this way. Then kind of have it merge into the ground. Like maybe we could build, yeah, I mean, you'll be able to build steps up this way. have it merge in. Lots of potential. But anyway, we'll see. I'll try and come back to the video. Hopefully I don't get lazy and not do it. But yeah, just remind me if I do. And we'll come and we'll see if we can finish off the settlement at some point. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks.